We have Professor Juliet Iwelunmor, Professor of Medicine, Washington University, St. Louis, USA. Now, she's here to discuss with us creative ways of solving health challenges. You are welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We just had a pre-discussion. I was very interested in it because your mission, let me put it so, is one that is so simple, yet it's taken so long for us to actually get here.
Exactly.
We're talking about creative ways to actually, well, solutions to health care. We talked about the fact that mostly when we start to worry about our health, it's often at the end when very little can be done.
Exactly.
But what's your mission about? How can this be something that we could do from the start?
Beginning. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they say prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
Because treatment, whether we want to accept it or not, it's just not available for many, many people. Yet, solutions exist for prevention. And so we're just calling on many Nigerians, those solutions that you feel should be novel or could be original, could be useful to prevent some of this burden of diseases. We're asking for it. I think it's they say there's a saying that says we tolerate strangers because the things we love about ourselves cannot be touched by them. And so when it comes to our healing, we've tolerated strangers for too long. Meanwhile, the solutions to many of these health issues, whether it be HIV, whether it be stroke, right, or whether it even be cancer, HPV vaccinations, they exist. But you're not getting to people and getting to people in the ways that make sense to them. And so what are some creative ways we can get people to move?
I was going to ask.
How can we get the message really across to people in ways that then resonate with their world, with their communities? That's all we're asking for in partnership with the Nigerian Institute for Medical Research.
Okay.
We really want to get to prevention because treatment is just not accessible.
So what are some of these mediums you guys are looking at to try and get people to get these information, some of these endogenous solutions where we don't have to look outside for?
Music is a beautiful one. We were just talking about music, right? It's us. Afrobeat music, many of our stars are taking it far. What if we use music, for example, to tell more people, to showcase the awareness of stroke?
Very interesting. Music and healthcare.
Well,
wow.
Well,
how exactly would it work?
I mean,
getting musicians, getting artists, getting people who are in the arts.
Rising ones. We don't necessarily always have to go to the stars. Music is all around us, right? It's like the air we breathe. And so if you're a musician, an up-and-coming one, and you feel as though you have ideas, right, that can allow more people to become aware of the signs and symptoms of stroke, we're looking for you. We're asking for you to come up with those ideas. Put it in a catchy song. Make it catchy and make people then, pay more attention to stroke.
So now I get it. Now you're talking about us telling people using these mediums, these apparatus, to tell people about the signs or symptoms that they could look out for when it comes to certain specific diseases.
Exactly.
And music is one of those. Well, what else? Art?
It is. I mean,
Poetry?
art is one of them. Poetry is, there you go, stories, right? Storytelling. I mean, personally, I went through a situation where my sister-in-law died from cervical cancer, and she died at the point, her diagnosis became available to the family towards the end when we couldn't do much. But as a collective, right, we came together and even helped her in the end. And so we were saying that if there's collective, right, in healing, could we do that from the beginning for prevention? Could you use stories like the experiences you've been through and use that to help some of the families so that they don't have to go through the path we went through with death?
Wow, that is very interesting. Now, but how is your body and the body you represent helping this situation? Who are you talking to? Well, this is one medium, I can tell, yeah. But apart from this, how else are you trying to get, well, these regular people to pass these information?
I mean, our websites are available and we'll share some of them with you. I think the idea of it is that if you're interested in this, partner with us. The Nigerian Institute of Medical Research is our hub in Nigeria, and we're basically just working in parallel with grassroots organizations, churches, schools, and saying everybody, wherever you are, if you want to help us get to some of the pressing burden of health in the country, come with those ideas and we'll work with you. And it's a journey, right? It's not just your idea comes and it stops. We're going to have a mega design-a-thon, one of the first of its kind in Nigeria, almost like a mega sporting event, but this time for health. And, there again, you're going to be connected with mentors and people who will guide those ideas you come up with, help you fine-tune it, And then move that also to our mega boot camp again, where you're going to have access to more resources and mentors. And ultimately, that idea would then be rolled out and tested out in partnership with the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, which is the hub of all health research in the country.
Is there a specific target when it comes to the class of people that you're trying to reach with these messages, or even these partnerships? You mentioned the word partnerships.
Right.
I'm going to come back to that. But is there a specific class of people?
Teams. I think we've done health in an individual way for far too long. So I shared the story of my sister-in-law. She kept her illness to herself, right, until it was too late. And then in the end, the collective came. I think we're looking for teams of people, right? We're not going to say just young people or old people. If there are teams, if you belong to community-based organizations that's already addressing health, but you still don't have the resources to take it to the next notch, we're asking you to come. We want to form those partnerships that are homegrown, that are indigenous to our system, and use that collectively and in a sustainable way to actually address some of these health issues.
Nigeria is going through so much currently. I mean, a bag of rice as well. It was
90,000.
90,000. It's true?
90,000.
I was going to say 75.
No, and that's important.
90,000 now.
It is, though.
My geez. Well, so we're going through so much.
It is.
And when you say partnership, what most people hear is an opportunity to better their situation.
Exactly, personally.
Personally, exactly. It's kind of a bit selfish.
Right.
So when you say partnership in this situation, wanting people to come and partner with your organization, what are they gaining from this?
I think I represent the field that is known as public health. And we've spent a lot of energy doing the health to the neglect of the public. This time we're trying to connect better with the public. We want to connect better with the community, everyday people, to say, yeah, you will be connected to the experts. The experts are always going to be there. But what's often missing is your voice, right? We don't want a situation where only the experts are just telling you to do this and then it goes. Oftentimes, ownership will not be there. Oftentimes, it won't even be sustainable because, you know, if the statistics are true, 50% of programs, particularly in health, actually don't last. And we want to change that by making sure we work with you so that your voices are heard and so that ultimately you own the project. Because when you own it, chances are you're going to be able to continue. And so that's the partnership we're looking for. A sustainable one where we're co-creating ideas. You know, when I said the Mega Design-a-thon, we're going to be doing that in partnership with you. And so it's not just your ideas are coming and it ends there. You're always going to be a partnership with a group of us that really want to change the paradigms of what it means to actually be in the business of the public's health.
Okay. So it's one thing to give a man information. It's another thing for him to actually use it.
There you go.
Are there any other parameters in place to make sure that when people get these informations that they actually implement it?
That's what I took it through the life cycle. So you come up with the ideas, you go through the design system with us, you go through the boot camp, one of a kind 4 weeks program where we're going to keep helping you to think through your ideas. And then ultimately you will roll it out in partnership with the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, the only hub in the entire country responsible for the country's health research. So we won't leave you. It is a journey, and it's a journey that we hope when you come along with us, it leads to a fruitful end where health is for all and not some.
Where can we get more information, please?
I mean, we have our website, and the NIMA.gov, for example, is one for ybyy.gov.org. We'll share some of those details so that people can join us.
Please do. We really need to hear about this. People need to join these communities, these efforts, and make sure that we make healthcare, well,
accessible to all.
Accessible to everybody. I must say, Professor Juliet, this is the first friendly conversation I've ever had with a professor. Normally, it's me submitting my work and then them scowling at me.
Bad. You're not that bad. They're a next generation of people I'm also interested in training. You know? So if you want to really become a professor and young, come along.
Thank you very much, Professor Juliet. Good to have you here. We're looking forward to seeing that this project goes all the way to 100.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sticking around. Do stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Wow, that's a very bright green. I just noticed it. We'll be back.